WWE Royal Rumble 2019 just concluded, so today we're going to break down some of the best moments and some of the worst moments. Guys, with that being said, make sure you click that like button, leave a comment down below, tell us what you guys thought of today's show, and guys, click that subscribe button if you're new. Anyways, back to the channel. Thank you for watching Destination Pro Wrestling. I'm Tony, and let's just jump right into some of the best moments and some of the worst moments of WWE Royal Rumble 2019. And we're going to kick things off with Seth Rollins, in fact, winning the Royal Rumble match in the main event of the evening. This was an incredible finish. If you guys didn't know, Dolph Ziggler, Braun Strowman, and Seth Rollins were the bottom three. They were the last guys left in this match, and we saw some really cool things in this finish. Now, what was really interesting about this was the fact that nobody really saw Seth Rollins winning this match at this particular point. It didn't look like he was ready for the win, but one incredible thing happened that completely changed the landscape of this match, and that was the actual elimination. Now, if you guys didn't know, it looked like Strowman was going to eliminate Seth Rollins multiple times, but Seth Rollins actually ends up hitting the curb stomp onto Braun Strowman on the ring apron, which obviously eliminates Braun Strowman. Now, this is one of the best moments of the entire pay-per-view because WWE really gave us something different. And I'm a huge fan of Braun Strowman, but having Braun Strowman win this Royal Rumble match would have never made sense. We haven't seen him successfully defeat Brock Lesnar. It just would have been really, really annoying to see Braun Strowman get that opportunity once more. Now, we haven't had an official announcement coming from Seth Rollins as to whether or not he is going to select Daniel Bryan or Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania. But of course, I want to know what you guys think down below. He has the option. He has the choice. I think he's going to personally select Brock Lesnar. I think this is a time for WWE to start getting that title on a full-time champion again, which will allow guys like Finn Balor and, so many other guys on the roster the opportunity to actually compete for the world title again. All right, now we're on to one very terrible moment that happened in this pay-per-view. Guys, we're going to talk about Daniel Bryan beating AJ Styles with the help of Eric Rowan. Now, I feel like there is potential with this storyline, but this match just really altogether did not really do it for me. And I think AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan are really, really great talent, but this was a long pay-per-view, and I think the way things just kind of happened in this match, the way the flow was, I think that altogether just created some really bad moments. Now, a lot of that could be a little bit, we could kind of understand why that may be the case. Obviously, it's a several hour long pay-per-view, but one thing that really got people talking on social media, and it wasn't for the best, it was the fact that Daniel Bryan won from an assist with Eric Rowan. Now, nobody has an issue with Eric Rowan winning or helping Daniel Bryan win the match. What a lot of people actually had an issue here with was the fact that Eric Rowan made his way down to the ring. Obviously, he was just kind of sitting outside of the ring for a little bit. The ref is doing his job. The ref ends up getting hit, and then Eric Rowan kind of gives like AJ Styles like a choke slam type of maneuver. And, few seconds later, the ref gets back up and Daniel Bryan starts pinning him. I love Eric Rowan. I love Luke Harper. I'm glad it doesn't look like they're doing this stupid little Bludgeon Brothers gimmick. Like, that was the worst idea you could have ever had for a tag team in 2018, especially for two guys like them. So obviously right now we don't know what's going on with Luke Harper, but we do know that Eric Rowan is teaming up with Daniel Bryan. Eric Rowan was just in a flannel button down with a t-shirt, sweats, and some shoes, just like an average person. And he actually looked like he gained some weight. So what's going to be really interesting is to see if maybe Daniel Bryan is kind of doing like a cult-like following sort of gimmick. I mean, he was once a Wyatt brother, so being part of the Wyatt family at one point, maybe there's something that Daniel Bryan's going to do. Obviously, Daniel Bryan's been talking about health and dieting and all this stuff that's wrong with America. Maybe we'll see Eric Rowan completely transform into something. I don't know. As much as I love the potential of the storyline here, I just don't feel like I saw the connection. Again, it could have been because the match placement and what happened throughout this show. Definitely not one of the best moments throughout the card, and for a lot of people, they will say this was a forgettable moment. Okay, intergender wrestling back on WWE. This made for some really good pay-per-view stuff, guys. So if you guys didn't know, R-Truth was number 30 in the Men's Royal Rumble, and he was actually eliminated because Nia Jax completely dominated him before he even came out, and then Nyjah Jacks came out to the ring. Now, this was actually a really cool moment because we saw Nyjah Jacks actually wrestle the guys, and she actually took some really big moves. She took an RKO from Randy Orton. She took a 619. She made an elimination in the match, and then she was obviously eliminated. Now, this was actually a really, really cool moment for WWE because Nyjah Jacks, guys, she was able to go in there and look pretty good in the ring. Some people feel like, I think the issue is a lot of people wanted CM Punk or Kenny Omega to debut at number 30, or they thought maybe Roman Reigns would return or something, but that's not possible, and we knew that wasn't possible. So WWE gave us the next best thing. They let Nyjah Jacks literally go in the ring. She dropped some elbow drops. I mean, she really did her thing in there. She came out at number 30, screwed over R-Truth. Poor guy, always gets screwed over. And it was just a really, really good moment. And for those who don't know, intergender wrestling hasn't been part of WWE in a very, very, very long time. It's probably been about 10 years. So Nyjah Jacks gets in the ring, does her thing. She obviously gets eliminated. But this was really unique. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect for a surprise. In this men's Royal Rumble match, we saw we saw Aleister Black, we saw Johnny Gargano, we saw Pete Dunne, we saw some guys that we were happy to see in the match. But there was also some things that really didn't help, and that was kind of hard to deal with. This was a match where we didn't get many legends. If anything, I think we only got Jeff Jarrett. So Nyjah Jacks coming out was definitely a big surprise, and I would say it was definitely one of the top moments of this pay-per-view. All right, we got to take a look at a very interesting moment. For some people, they would say this is good. I'm going to actually say this was bad, but then it kind of became good. Asuka completely dominated Becky Lynch clean. And it was a good match back and forth, but she got the dominated win. She beat Becky Lynch. So this obviously had a lot of people talking. They were like, yo, Becky Lynch is getting buried. WWE is really screwing things over. Now we're not going to get Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. The good news is, guys, WWE made up for this because this bad moment of Asuka actually became a good moment. And that's because Becky Lynch ended up winning the Women's Royal Rumble match when she came in for Lana, who was too hurt to compete. She went to Finlay, who for some reason in the WWE has the authority to make that decision to put her in the match. And she did, and she won. And Becky Lynch became the man, and now she will be competing at WrestleMania. It is expected that she will be main eventing WrestleMania against Ronda Rousey, and whether or not we get Charlotte Flair, in the match, I don't know. I'm not sure, nor do I really care. I think Becky Lynch really cemented that she's one of the best talents in the WWE, and a lot of people said right here what happened with Becky Lynch is basically what WWE should have did with Daniel Bryan in 2014. And this looked like WWE learned from their mistakes. So kudos to WWE. Becky Lynch became the man. I wasn't a fan of the original match with Asuka. I thought Asuka winning clean, it just, at the time, I really looked at it as like a bad thing. And then obviously Becky Lynch won the Royal Rumble. So WWE made it happen for the fans, and obviously people are excited. So definitely one of the best moments. And then also, too, I got to just give a quick shout out. The Women's Royal Rumble match, we saw a lot of new faces. We saw Xia Li from China, who was part of NXT. We saw Casey Catanzaro, I think is how you pronounce her name, from American Ninja Warrior. She was incredible. We saw a lot of new faces. We didn't see a lot of legends, and I think that was exactly what WWE needed to do to make this fresh and make this feel good. So altogether, this match, it was just really, really good. And if you guys didn't watch it on the network, you guys got to watch it, because definitely this moment of Becky Lynch winning the Rumble, I think that's a culmination of this entire match just pretty much being on fire. Another incredible moment, guys. Finn Balor and Brock Lesnar, the chemistry was there. Incredible match. This was one of those things, guys. I'm just excited to see that WWE had this match on the card. They were committed to it. It was a long pay-per-view, and I was kind of scared that this would have been lost in the shuffle. Brock Lesnar, he puts effort out there, man. I don't think he gets a lot of credit. He versus guys like AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Finn Balor, and these matches come out 1,000 times better than the matches with Reigns and Strowman. And those matches aren't bad either, but it just looks like, Brock Lesnar really enjoys working with these guys. And there was a time where, Brock Lesnar was hitting the F5 on Finn Balor. Finn Balor turns it into a DDT. This was an incredible moment, guys. Just in general, watch this match. Finn Balor does lose. He taps out to the Kimura lock, and that's what Brock Lesnar had to do to seal the deal. So David Goliath storyline, Goliath had to rely on something, a little bit different to actually win this, and altogether just a really good match. Honorable mention, guys, on the kickoff show, 205 Live represented very well. Akira Tozawa, Buddy Murphy, Hideo Itami, just these three guys in general are so incredible. But this entire Fatal 4-Way match was really, really awesome. Obviously, I think WWE did a really good job here. Buddy Murphy retained the belt, and altogether, if you guys want to watch this match, it's on the WWE Network. It's my honorable mention. It wasn't on the full show, but just altogether a really good match. So with that being said, guys, my name is Tony from Destination Pro Wrestling. Make sure you guys click that like button, leave a comment down below, and click subscribe.